Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Scooting out there. I don't know why I'm scooting. We match again. Hi, everybody. Woo! I gotta tell you, I love the people today. Wow. Party today, I know. The staff is thrilled. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday. Let me say something. Let me say something about these people. Thank you. I gotta tell you about these people over there. We can sometimes have a huge audience some days, and some days, you know, because, you know, I say this all the time, we're not a show based in LA or Chicago. We're here in Minneapolis, you know, and so it's hard, yeah. I'm proud of it. But it is hard to fill the audience for 300 shows a year, you know, because we're not in Chicago or LA. This is proof right here. We could have a full house, which we usually do during the summer. We're getting to the period where we're full every day. But sometimes we can have just a smattering of folks like today, and they can sound like 400 people. And that's what we have today. Yeah, I love them.
It's true.
I love them. Keep that love going for my good friend. Say hi to Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall.
Hi.
How you doing?
It always puts me in a really good mood too when you walk in and you just get that good, fun vibe.
Well,
y'all look great.
I know.
So
it's
fun.
You go to work and people clap. That's fantastic.
I know.
You know what I mean? That is great. I need it today. And oh, Evan, can I get a coffee or a margarita or something? I got to get, because I want you, now I don't want Director Leo to pull in too close, because you are looking, you know I tell you everything. I am very tired today. I know. Don't
Poor
feel sorry for me.
Jason.
No. I'm working on about 2 hours sleep, about 2 or 3 hours, because last night was the screening for Pet Sematary. And okay, great. Yeah, I would never complain about a free movie. I'm very lucky that I get to go to them. But listen to this, audience. Most of these screenings are at 7 o'clock. Last night's movie was at 9:30 last night.
That is past your bedtime, Jason.
I am usually an hour into bed at that time, you know? So I stayed up, and I felt like such a loser last night, audience, because I went to the movie, and nobody wanted to go with me. Not even Colin. Colin turned me down. So I am sitting at the theater all by myself, and I like to go to movies by myself, but I sat at the bar because I got there a little early, and I'm sitting there all by myself with my little cocktail, and I felt like the biggest nerd ever. And then I posted a picture on my Instagram of the drink. Then everybody came out of the woodwork and was like, well, I would have gone if you would have called me. And I said, where were you? Where were you 3 hours ago? I would have taken you. But anyway, my review of that movie is coming up in just a little bit. All I'm going to tell you is I was looking forward to this movie. That's why I stayed up. And you'll see. Plus, we're going to be talking to the star of the movie, John Lithgow, live, coming up in just a few minutes. Yeah. One more note before we get this party started. I always like to brag on my friends, and she's not a friend, she's family. Erin Schwaberini, who you remember was on the show a couple days ago, talking about a brand new comedy show she was in with our other buddy, Miss Shannon. They had the show last night, and it was a rousing success, so I want to say congratulations to Erin and Miss Shannon for their comedy show last night. Yeah, it's great. It's great. If I wasn't watching a movie about a scary dead cat, I would have come to see you, yeah. Believe me, I probably would have been less scared at your show, yeah. Grab a cup of coffee, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Go ahead, Aaron. Just bring it over to me, because I might fall asleep if I don't. Is this gin or vodka? Vodka. Thank you very much. There we go, yeah. Just kidding. First up today, we're sending positive thoughts to Britney Spears. I don't know if you guys heard this. There are reports that she checked herself into a mental health facility. According to TMZ, Brit has been, quote, distraught while dealing with her dad's health problems. Jamie Spears is dealing with complications after a pair of surgeries on his intestines and colon. Now, back in January, Britney put her Las Vegas residency on hold to take care of her dad. And yesterday, Britt shared this quote on Instagram, which says, "Fall in love with taking care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit." Yeah, absolutely. In the post, Britney said, "We all need to take a little me time." TMZ says Britney will stay at the mental health facility for 30 days. I feel the same way about this story as I did about Bieber. You know, we can poke, and we do. We poke fun of Britney. I mean, her Las Vegas show. I mean, let's be honest.
Don't go there.
I know.
Don't
I
go
know.
there.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I love Brit's, but you know, we poke good fun at her because she gives us a lot of material. But just how I felt about Bieber is how I feel about this. I think it's fantastic. This is why. Because when people like Britney Spears that are so high profile and Justin Bieber talk about the importance of mental health, there are kids out there listening, and it won't be as taboo as it was when I was a kid. You know what I mean? So I mean, because those conversations need to happen. And we all need to do that. You know, it's a cliche. We can laugh and go, at her hallmark little quote there, but it's very true. I call it taking a dip in Lake Jason.
You would call it Lake Jason.
I do. The audience doesn't know what to do with that, but I do. I call when I need some alone time. I say I'm taking a dip in Lake Jason, and I'm taking care of myself. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. I did it this year. This year was I told you, this is 44, man. February was a horrible month, and I got to March, and I said, darn it, I am just going to stop complaining, and I'm going to change some things. So I started running like Forrest Gump. All I eat are broccoli and a piece of chicken like that big, and then I took mental health. I'm seeing 80 therapists. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
You're doing the darn thing.
So I appreciate Brit. Yeah.
Yeah, we all love Britney. I mean, I grew up the generation that watched Britney and wanted to be Britney all the time. So I have nothing but love for her.
Yeah.
Wish her the best.
I love her. Next in the dish, get ready. One of the biggest pop stars of the past 30 years is hitting the road now, I'm going to give you a clue. Jeff, don't roll this yet. I'm going to give you a visual clue. It's for her first tour in a decade, and here's the visual clue. Yes! Wait. Celine Dion announced a world tour yesterday, which kicks off later this year. It comes as she prepares to end her 15-year run in Vegas in June. And I'm so bummed. I wanted to see her one more time, and she's not playing. I'm in Vegas in a couple weeks. She's not playing when I'm there, and because I'm telling you, if y'all watching, all of you watching, if you get a chance, try to go see her in Vegas before she wraps up. Have you seen her in Vegas?
No, but when you said that she was done in Vegas, I was like, I'm never gonna see Celine, and now I could.
Yeah, you go to the world tour because she is. Look, people like to make fun of her and, you know, the shishi poo-poo people. But you know what? I have no shame in my Celine game. I love her. I think she's one of my favorite concerts, especially at that venue at Caesars. So if you can, go see her. Celine made the announcement during an event in LA yesterday. The tour kicks off in September in Quebec. She'll be coming to Minneapolis, everybody, on November 1st. November 1st. Target Center. Besides the tour, Celine is also releasing a new album in the fall. Her first, let's listen to this. This is her first album since the death of her husband, René, in 2016. Celine says the tour will focus on all of her greatest hits.
Praise!
And that's, I know. And can we say that, audience, and we've said it before on the show, and you all are with me on this. When you go to see a performer like Celine with a vast catalog, yeah. We like we want to hear your new stuff. We don't really. But but when we go to a show like Celine Dion, what do we want to hear, Kendall?
We want to hear My Heart Will Go On.
Thank you. We want to hear the hits. Don't we, audience? We don't want to hear new crap.
Yes. It's true.
Like if I'm going to see Paula Abdul, I don't know. If I'm going to see Paula Abdul, I want to hear Vibology. I want to hear Opposites Attract. I want that scat cat out there doing Opposites Attract. I want straight up, I want Forever Your Girl. You know, anyway, next in the dish. The wait is almost over for Game of Thrones fans. The final season begins in 10 days. And last night, stars of the HBO show and about a bazillion celebrities gathered in New York for the premiere. Look at this red carpet. The show is getting ready to air its final 6 episodes. Well, Thrones star Kit Harington is hosting SNL this week. And yesterday, y'all, come back to the TV. SNL released the first promo featuring the hysterical Leslie Jones taking her love of Game of Thrones a little too far. Look at this.
I assume, my lord, you are here to bend the knee.
I am not.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Leslie, what are we actually doing here? I mean, I've been here for 4 hours, but you just intercepted me at reception and gave me these... Are these oven mitts?
Yes, they're oven gloves.
Is this even for the show?
No, this is my fantasy, okay? I tricked you.
You know what? I'm done.
Oh, you better not. Don't walk away from me, kid.
Yeah? What are you gonna do?
Oh, you about to see what I'm gonna do. Shame!
This isn't even...
Shame!
Those donuts?
I love donuts, Jon Snow.
My name's Kit.
No, it's not. Not today, it ain't. Shame. Ooh.
I love it. Not today, it's not Jon Snow. He's so good. I love her so much. If you get a chance, the whole promo is about 1.5 minutes long. It's one of the best SNL promos I've seen. Is that we watched it in the meeting today.
It is so funny, like cry, laugh.
Yeah. You don't even really need to watch Game of Thrones to get it. Like I said just a few minutes ago, we have such a good audience, we have such a good show. So grab another cup of OJ and meet us back here in just a few minutes. Back in a minute. Coming up, it's one of those movies I've been looking forward to for a long time. So, does the remake of Pet Sematary live up to my expectations? Well, I saw it late last night, and I'll tell you. Then I'm thrilled because then I'm chatting with the stars of the movie. The great John Lithgow and Jason Clarke will join me live in just a little bit. And she's not scary. Why diva Leslie Miller is with us today, and everything is coming up rosé. She's giving us her must list of spring rosés to keep in your house. Stay right there because that is coming up.
Listen, I'm not a big fan of celebrating my birthday. I don't like birthday parties, the cake, the hats, the gifts. None of it. I'd much rather have a nice, quiet meal with my wife and my 47 children. I like to keep it low-key, Jimmy.
We have someone here that'd like to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mr. Alec Baldwin. Happy birthday to me.
Not surprising. There's only one thing left to do. It is time to retire you to the rafters. Please have a seat. Send him up.
Our late night rewind, Jimmy Fallon celebrating Alec Baldwin's 61st birthday last night on The Tonight Show, getting a little help from Kelly Clarkson. By the way, the rafters thing, we do that with Aaron Schwab every night. We just put her up in the rafters, and in the morning, we just pull her down. That's why she lives up there, yeah, actually.
On a little thing of balloons, just like that.
She's fantastic. She's like Mary Poppins. More dish for you this morning. Staying on late night, John Lithgow was a guest on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He stars, as I mentioned, in the new Pet Sematary movie. I'll be reviewing that in just a minute, and John will be joining us in a minute. Get this, though. He's not even a fan of scary movies. Look at this.
How scary is it? Because I scare easily.
Don't go. It's terrifying. Nor do I, Stephen, I'm not I don't have a lot of tolerance for horror. I don't go to horror. I'm not a horror fan. I went to see it with my wife in an empty theater, and it scared the out of me.
And you were there.
And I knew all my lines, you know. I knew what was coming. It was like crazy. I was truly shaken.
I can see why. Now, Yeah. And again, John will be joining us in a little bit. Well, speaking of Pet Sematary, I stayed up late last night. That's why I just tripped over that word, to catch a screening of the new movie. Now, if you haven't seen the original movie or read the Stephen King classic book, it follows a family who moves to Maine on a 56-acre estate and discovers a mysterious burial ground near the new home, a pet cemetery. John Lithgow is the unusual neighbor, Judd. Now, the original movie came out in 1989, and like I said, I loved that movie, and I had high expectations for the 2019 remake. Let me just cut to the chase and say, I loved it. I loved it. There is not a moment wasted in the hour and 40-minute runtime. I call it an endless sense of dread. This movie is all about death, and you feel it surrounding you. It's like a creepy hand on your shoulder for an hour and 40 minutes. The acting is great. The twist, because, you know, I always say this about remakes. Unless you're going to do something different, or unless technology has advanced, like with a sci-fi movie, don't remake movies. This is a prime example of why it's actually sometimes okay to remake a movie, because the two directors of this movie have added some twists to Stephen King's original story that even Stephen King likes. I don't want to give a lot of away, especially if you have not seen one trailer. I don't like to ruin movies, but the twists are pretty spectacular, and make a lot of sense for a 2019 audience. Like I said, I was terrified in moments. I was uncomfortable in other moments. Look, this isn't supposed to be a highbrow horror film. This is a Stephen King book brought to life. Yes, there are horror movie tropes like jump scares and kitties that scare you, but that's all right. That's what we want from a Stephen King movie, and just embrace it. And if you do, you will have the pants scared off you in this movie. And the ending, and for all of you that loved the book and weren't sure, I don't know about these changes, I will tell you, the twist works perfectly, and you all know what twist I'm talking about. They changed something, and I'm here to tell you, do not worry about that change, because it is brilliant. And the ending, which is also different, also works. I did kind of go, oh no, they did not end the movie like that. I did say that. I went, oh no, they didn't, but they did. It is so unbelievably great for a Friday night. So yeah, it's lived up to my expectations.
That's so great. I'm really glad, because I will never see it.
You'll never see it. No, you won't. Yeah. Pet Sematary opens tomorrow, and at 10:30, like I said, I'll be talking live to the stars, John Lithgow, and the guy that plays the father, who is fantastic, Jason Clarke. But coming up next, everybody, in honor of Pet Sematary, I share my picks of the other movies that scare the pants off me. But first, more Hot Dish. We're talking live to Dax Holt to get the latest on the college admission scandal as the stars head to court. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back after these messages. I love this audience. Have I said that lately? I love it. Our half hour of Hot Dish continues with our insider to the stars, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Give it up for the one and only Dax Holt from Hollywood Pipeline. Hi, buddy.
Hello. Well, I love your audience too this morning. Woo!
I know. They're great. Dax, executive producer Jeff and I are concerned. Are you in a stranger's house? Have you broken into somebody's home, Dax?
This is my office guest room. What are you talking about?
Okay,
the funny thing is, I did just look up and I noticed one of my pictures is all crooked. Yesterday we had an earthquake here, and all the stuff fell off the shelves. My pictures are all crooked. I need to fix that.
Did the earthquake knock your pants off? Because are you wearing pants today, Dax?
Pants are on, nice and secure.
Perfect. First up. Oh, the audience is sad about that. He's married, ladies. Calm down. The story a lot of people are talking about, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin appeared in court yesterday as part of the college cheating scandal. And you have video of Lori arriving in court.
Well, no, we have Lori right before she headed over to court.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was, I would say, kind of shocking video because she's out smiling, laughing, signing autographs for people. I'm like, you're about to walk into court right now, and you've got to face a judge over this bribery scheme that you concocted. And she just looked like she could have no cares in the world, just laughing away, signing her autographs. I thought it was so crazy. And, you know, other people saw this video, kind of thought the same thing. But, you know, she's facing up to 5 years behind bars in prison and a $250,000 fine. It's kind of a serious deal right now. Her and Felicity did show up to court yesterday. They did not enter a plea, but they did have to do an appearance, and so we'll see where this goes. The funniest comment, though, I have to share with you, I was reading some, you know, what people are writing about this, and someone said, you know, they should really try to get this transferred to Chicago where celebrity crime is legal.
Oh! Seriously? Wow.
That was hilarious.
Yeek. Well, no, I agree with you. If you are in trouble like that, you keep your head down and avoid signing your Full House Season 4 DVD. You know what I mean? Just get in court. Next up, you have pictures of J-Lo on the set of her new movie. Hustlers, right? Right, Dax?
Yeah, Hustlers, where she is playing a stripper along with Cardi B and Constance Wu. And I gotta say, she looks unbelievable in every set of photos that is coming out from this movie. She looks so good. She's gotten into crazy shape. I don't know if you guys saw the photos.
Oh, yes.
That she posted recently on Instagram where her abs are crazy ripped. But she's filming all over New York. We've been getting a ton of photos and videos from the set. So if you're interested, log on to HollywoodPipeline.com. But she did like an arrest scene where all these cops flew up and she was at an ATM, turned around, had to have her hands up. But really, whoever's doing the costume design on this movie, amen.
Amen, yeah. Finally, speaking of being arrested, was Snoop Dogg arrested?
He was arrested, but also for a TV show.
Oh.
He is, it looks like, guest starring on special a Law & Order SVU. And he is getting arrested by Mariska Hargitay and Ice-T. And I just thought that was really cool that he is going to be doing a little guest star appearance because, you know, that show just kind of crossed the line of being the longest running drama on TV. It's
21 years.
Crazy. Super successful. What a long career for Mariska right there. Good gig to get into.
Absolutely. Reporting live from his neighbor's guest room, it's Dax Holt, everybody. Bye, buddy. Follow Dax on social media. Search for Dax Holt on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to follow his website, Hollywood Pipeline. Dax gets all the good stories. Well, you heard my review of the new Pet Sematary earlier. After the break, I'm talking live to the stars of the movie, John Lithgow and Jason Clarke. And later, as the saying goes, rosé all day. That's right, wine diva, our mistress of Merlot, Leslie Miller, is helping us choose the best rosés to enjoy in this season. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Earlier, I shared my review of the new Pet Sematary, a remake of the 1989 movie, and of course, based on the Stephen King novel. If you haven't seen any of it, any trailer, here's a little clip.
Some of these on the trees up there.
Yeah, they're warnings. The local tribes carved them before they fled.
They fled?
Yeah, they knew the power of that place. They felt its pull. They came to believe that those woods belonged to something else. The ground was bad. So they moved on. But there is something up there. Something that brings things back.
Molly, you in danger, girl. That ground is sour. Pet Sematary opens tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the two stars of the movie, Jason Clarke and John Lithgow. Good morning, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Whoa. You're all giving up. They gave it up there. Thank you for giving it up.
Well, I got to say, I always like to try to start an interview or end one with a compliment, and I will start it. I just reviewed the movie. I saw it late last night, and I'm a big fan of the book and of the original, and I got to say, this is one of the best remakes I have seen in years.
Whoa, let's have a round of applause for that.
Yeah, sincerely.
Stephen King said the same himself.
Yeah, and you know, the foundation is the writing, but also the acting by you two gentlemen.
Yeah.
For both of you, what drew you? I mean, you guys have done a variety of projects, but you get the script and you see, oh, it's been made. It's a horror movie, but what was it about the written word that made you both want to sign on the dotted line?
It is a very good script and a captivating story. I read it without ever having seen the original film or read the book, and I loved the script, but the thing that persuaded me was, first of all, Jason was already attached, and then no, it's true, it's true.
I'm going to give it up for you too.
But then I had a long, like a 40-minute phone conversation with Dennis Widmeyer and Kevin Kulsh, the two co-directors, and I just loved the way they talked about horror, because they take horror absolutely as seriously as a straight drama. They're not just in the business of scaring people. They're in the business of moving people and creating stories out of great characters, well written and well acted. I was just persuaded by a conference call, me sitting in a restaurant in New York and them sitting in their office in Los Angeles, and I just signed on.
Jason, for you?
Yeah, it was a character-driven piece, you know. I mean, I love the book, I love King. But then the other thing is I thought that, you know, when you see some of these great horror movies at the moment, and horror is it's almost not a good enough word to describe the art, that they can really play with an audience. It can play in the cinema on a big screen, you know, with hundreds of people all around having a great, experience in the same room, breathing the same air. It's got, you know, I saw it with 1,000 people at South by Southwest, and it was one of the best nights of my life in terms of watching a movie. Everybody just come out buzzing, having had a fantastic experience.
Yeah, Jason, I said earlier, this movie to me is like having the hand of dread on your shoulder for an hour and a half, because you have to,
yes,
you both have to go to some pretty dark places, especially you, Jason. How did you do that on the set? I mean, how do you go to those dark places without kind of losing it?
It's hard work. I mean, it really is hard. I mean, you know, sometimes you'll call for a bit of a crystal tear blower, because you need a bit of backup, you know, but you work really hard because you have to be believable. You know, when that cat comes back and everything that goes on. You know, in some of the hardest scenes where the absurd jumps, between Judd and I, when I come back in the morning and I say, dude, we need to talk about that cat. You know, we really struggled to kind of, but it is an absurd scene because it's a jump that everybody's got to make for this to work. And John and I and the directors really struggled to find the right balance. But in the end, it's the awkwardness, it's the mess. That's what it is. And I thought it played wonderfully.
Yeah.
People, they got a huge laugh when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I'm not just saying this because he's sitting next to me. Jason and I were friends instantly. We just had a great on-set and off-set friendship. And I think one of the major keys to just the story is the relationship between these two guys.
Yeah.
Who somehow connect with each other to the point where I so want to help him with his dilemma. Number one with his cat, number two with his daughter, that I make a terrible, terrible mistake on his behalf. It was great acting with this guy.
Well, absolutely. You both did. Guys, thank you so much. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Pet Sematary hits theaters tomorrow. And it is. They are both, John, you know, the great Fred Gwynne, Herman Munster, remember him? Fred Gwynne did John Lithgow's role in the 1989 movie, and Fred was great in that role. But John Lithgow puts his own spin on the character of Judd. Please go see it. Let me know what you thought. The scares aren't done yet. After the break, my top 3 scary movies of all time, in my opinion, the ones that always keep me up late. And then she ain't scary. It's the perfect wine for spring and summer. Wine diva Leslie Miller is back with her picks for Rosé all day. We'll be right back, everybody. Rosé all day. Here. I was saying to the audience, we ran out of time with John and Jason. Jason has a great line in the movie that creeps me out. When you see it, you'll get it. He looks at his wife and he goes, hug your daughter. and then the wife is like, I ain't hugging that thing, and you'll see what I mean when you see the movie. Well, in honor of the new Pet Sematary, the new scary movie, I thought it would be fun to share some of my favorite scary movies of all time, because for those of you who are maybe new to me or the show, for about 20 years or about 15 years, I reviewed movies for Channel 9 here in Minneapolis, so I'm kind of going back to my roots a little bit. Starting with my number 3. This is from 1973, and it is the classic The Exorcist, of course. This should be, I mean, come on. The movie tells the story of a young girl possessed by something mysterious. Her mother calls in 2 priests to help save her. It stars a very young Linda Blair and the great Ellen Burstyn as her mother. I always put this on my list because, you know, and it's a perennial and it's obvious, but I will tell you, I rewatch that maybe once every 2 years. Yeah,
really?
I do.
You rewatch The Exorcism?
Yeah, I do. I rewatch movies a lot, though. I rewatch movies a lot.
That's so scary.
And it, to this day, and I think all of you that love the movie will agree, it is just as terrifying in 2019 as it was in the 70s. It really, I mean, it's just as... Have you ever seen it?
I have. I've seen it. That's one where she walks down the stairs.
The crab walk.
Yeah, right,
That scene,
right,
which,
okay.
by the way,
that is the original one?
That's the original. Which, by the way, that crab walking scene was not in the original cut of the movie.
Really?
Yeah, and it was so terrifying. People don't realize, because now we have gory movies all the time. That movie was so terrifying. I believe in 74, Jeff, check that. I think it's 74. That people fainted in the movie theaters. People vomited in the movie theaters because
I can see why.
Think about it. In
Creepy.
1974, movie audiences had never seen anything like that. So the movie was kind of scandalous too. Let's move on to number 2. It's the original that launched a bunch of sequels, but this one, as Tina Turner would say, is simply the best. Look at this. Carpenter's Halloween for 1978, starring a very young Jamie Lee Curtis. This movie turning her into the Scream Queen for many years. People still call her that. This movie, again, is another one. I tried to pick 3 that kind of stand the test of time. This one, though it's a little hokey in parts, and you look at the wardrobe and you kind of laugh at the bell-bottoms, but other than that, this one is still the methodical hunting of those teenagers by the Shape. He was referred to as the Shape, not Michael Myers. Is still really, because we can all relate to it.
Right.
We can all, you know what I mean? We've either babysat or we've been in a strange house at night, and you look outside and it's like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Oh, I hated babysitting in houses where they had the big glass windows. You'd walk in and it'd be so nice with the parents there, and then the parents leave and you're like...
Well, when you're in a house with big glass windows, because you're maybe the perfect age, you know what movie I think of?
What?
Scream. Yeah. Remember Drew Barrymore in that opening scene? Yeah. Now for my number 1 pick for scary movies. Now, this isn't as far as quality. I'm just telling you this. I'm picking this as number 1 because it scared me the most. It's from 2007, and it gave us all a lot of nightmares. Look at this. As Ariana Grande Latte would say, thank you, next. No, absolutely not. Isn't the demon going to grab him off the bed coming up here? Anyway, that is a clip from Paranormal Activity, the original one. And this is no joke. I've told this story many times. Our executive producer, Jeff, started 1,000. That movie, no joke, changed my sleeping patterns. I could not sleep well for 3 months after seeing it.
3 months?
Yeah, a little fun fact about me, when I sleep, I have to have my door locked. And no matter where I live, the bedroom door has to have a lock, because I believe I'm so stupid. I think that demons can't unlock a door. But anyway, I have, so all of my bedroom doors have to be locked, because after that movie, I dreamt that demons were going to pull me from my bed. And it was horrible.
I've seen them all. You'd be proud.
I'm very proud of you. Look at
Thank you.
Still to come, everybody. Some consider it the perfect wine for the season. Leslie Miller is back. She'll explain why rosé is so popular this time of year. And get a pen and paper. We have some recommendations for you. We'll be right back on this Scary Thursday. The demons. I'm afraid of demons, girl. Spring means the return of a lot of things: baseball, patio season, wine. Specifically rosé. Here to talk about the hottest and freshest rosés of the season. I love this woman so very much, and not just because she gives me wine. The wine diva, Leslie Miller, everybody, from Amusé. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Okay, we have a marathon. We have 7 to get through.
This is it.
Now, this is, correct me if I'm wrong, to set the table, so to speak, a lot of these are just hit the market, or what, are they brand new?
Literally just hit the market. So the 2018 vintage is starting to hit the market now. We're starting to see all these amazing rosés from literally all over the globe.
And may I say, let me pause and just say, holy Sally Jesse Raphael, I'm loving the spectacles. But anyway, okay. So where are we starting here?
Okay, we're gonna start with bubbly because this is the best way to go.
Yeah.
This is clean, it's salty. Actually, this is from Spain, so this is from the region of Penedès, Cava, and I just love the flavor of this. It's got a little melony bite to it that's so fantastic.
Which one is it? Point to the bottle. So I just want people. That one right there. Okay,
this one
that
right
one.
here. And this is great too if you wrap a little like ham around some melon and then pop some bubbles into that equation. You're doing pretty good.
This is one of my favorites that you've ever given me.
Really?
This is flavor profile wise. Yeah. This is fantastic.
You know what's killer about this is it's literally like $9 on the shelf. And
seriously?
Seriously,
oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic.
That's what I love about that. Okay, you can't forget about the French because the French pretty much rule the world when it comes to rosés.
Okay.
Now, this is from Costières de Nîmes, which is in the southern half of France. And this is 2 grapes. This is Grenache and Syrah. So always think of rosés as basically just lighter versions of the grapes that you're already enjoying.
Oh, wait, say that again. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, so rosé is a lighter version
of the same grapes that you already love. So Grenache and Syrah, it's just a short amount of time that they actually rest the skins in contact with the juice.
Oh,
so it's very much like making tea.
So fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this. Okay.
So you have all the same flavors of Grenache and Syrah if you like those grapes. So this is a little bit more, there's lots of yummy watermelon notes on the top of this, which is really awesome.
Yeah. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Yeah. Okay.
It's fresh, and again, it's got these like great kind of like sultry, savory notes here.
What's next? Look. I mean, audience. I wasn't kidding. This is a marathon. This is like, and we're at mile 11 right here.
All right. So this is Spain, and what I love about Spain is now we can move into the grape Tempranillo. And Tempranillo always has these kind of yummy, peppery, almost like leathery notes to it. This has a little smooch of Garnacha to it.
Okay.
So
what in the world is Garnacha?
Garnacha is also Grenache.
Oh, got it.
Yes. So it's just called Garnacha.
And to people like, I never want to leave anyone out. The difference between all of these, the base rosé flavor is basically there in all of them. It's just the different notes in each, like different little
grapes.
punches, little
it's
different.
100% different grapes.
Each one of these bottles is
different
a different
grapes.
grape. Yes, I love.
Yep.
Okay,
all
I learned so
different
much
grapes.
From you. Okay,
and so that's why you can actually have an entire rosé dinner where you can do something nice and light, all the way down into.
Let's hear for a rosé dinner. Hey,
all the way down into something that's a little bit heavier. So you can go down into Cabernet. We're going to end with a Sangiovese, which is a little bit richer.
I'm going to throw a rosé dinner for this audience a little bit. Yeah, they're so good. Okay,
all right. One of my favorite grapes for making rosé is Pinot Noir, just because it is a thin-skinned grape already. This is Elk Cove, which iconically in the Willamette Valley, Elk Cove has been around since the 70s. They make just stellar Pinot Noir overall, but I just love the color of this. It's almost looking at like cherry popsicles.
We have a winner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Elk
good.
Cove. We love it. Yeah, they're so great.
winner, rosé dinner. That's really good.
Oh, yummy. Yeah.
Oh, Leslie. What Elk River? What is this called?
Cove.
Oh, Elk Cove. I don't
know.
Elk River? I don't know.
Adam Campbell would be really excited to hear about that. Yeah.
I thought Elk River had its own rosé. I don't know.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
fleshy and you.
Oh, don't ever say that word again. I don't ever. Leslie,
we just talked about dead cats.
Let's pick another word other than fleshy.
We're moving on. Okay, now this is. I think you might really take this one too.
Yeah. Leslie, you can do whatever you want when you're on, but let's make a rule. We never say fleshy again. Okay.
Fleshy. Okay. All right. So.
What is
a little bit more sultry. Okay, so this one is, now we've had the red in the past.
Okay.
This is Brock Seller's Love Red, but this is their 2018 rosé version. So this is a couple of, right?
Oh, I'm getting used to this. You know,
Your
let me
new
tell
favorite?
you. Am I smelling watermelon?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
getting.
Yeah, you're
I'm
getting
like,
it.
I'm like your mini me. I'm getting to be good like you.
Should I just get a little Bjorn and you carry on?
You can just. Can I sit in your baby Bjorn and you can just carry me around all day?
And I'll feed you rosé all day.
I love it. I'd be the best baby ever. Are you kidding me? Anyway, this is good.
Okay.
This is good.
Now this is kind of kicking it up in the way of it's medium plus body. And this is awesome notes of watermelon. Almost like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many more do we have left?
We just have 2.
Okay,
We're just
2 more.
cruising. Now this one's from Chile.
Okay.
And this is a fun little grape called Pais. Pais is also called the mission grape.
Okay.
I love this label too, Mariposa, which is butterfly. I mean, talk about all these wines too. They're super, super, super healthy for you. That's the other thing here is there's not sugar left behind in these.
Yeah, this one's not my favorite. No, I don't know.
Ooh, I love this though because if
Yeah.
you're into like citrus.
No, let's go ahead and open this one. Let's just go ahead. We gotta hurry. Let's go ahead and open this one.
Moving on. I'm afraid to see how much Jason pours in these glasses. Okay.
Wait, go. Okay. Talk to me about this one real quick. We gotta go.
So this is Sangiovese Rosé from California. This is Alexander Valley Vineyards, located in the Alexander Valley. These guys are also stellar, small family winery. So now you're taking another bump up here in weight. So clearly you can go from light to medium to full and have a full dinner for your spring season.
Leslie Miller, everybody. For more information, head to our website, amusewine.com. And don't forget, this is such a good gift idea. Sign up for her wine club. This is so good. And several people I know have done this. Sipbetter.com. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of our show now on our YouTube channel. Search for The Jason Show. Hit subscribe, and we thank you for that. You can watch full episodes. They post them around 1 or 2 o'clock every day. My friends, we're going to wrap up the show when we come back. Back after this. This is a sign of a good party. I know. Cheers. Welcome back, everybody. Kendall's here. There's a good chance it's happened to you. It's one of those common human things. You reach for the toilet paper and realize it's empty. No! Well, yeah. If it seems like you're constantly changing that roll, check this out. Charmin just launched what it calls the Forever Roll. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I repeat, this is 2 pounds of toilet paper that Charmin says lasts up to 1 month. And it's so big, listen to this. If you lay out the whole roll, it measures 555 feet, the same height as the Washington Monument. The Forever Roll is available on Charmin.com and costs $5.49, even less if you sign up for a subscription.
Okay, if you are always reaching for an empty toilet paper roll, it means that you live with a husband.
Well, I was going to say,
they just never can change
what is
it.
up with people, like lazy people, that you take the last little square and you leave that nasty roll
right there.
empty. If there's a roll, change it.
Or like put the new toilet paper just on the floor.
Yes. It's going to take, how much more effort is it to put the roll on the roller?
Peeves. This thing you would have to put in the bathtub and just like.
Yeah. It gives you, they sell a separate holder for the 2 pounds. I'm not kidding on it. They sell,
So is it like a stick one? Or
no, it's like a little wheelbarrow and you just pull it up to the toilet and it's like, yeah.
Come on, TP, we're going in.
Hey guys, next week we have some openings in our audience. Please come see us because you never know when it could be mug day when everyone in the audience gets a mug. Like today, everybody in the audience is getting a mug. That's right. So, we've made it very easy. You would have thought they won a Pontiac. Okay, but no, people love those mugs. We made it easy for you. All you have to do is go to the Jason Show Facebook page, click the ticket tab. Go do this right now and sign up for next week. You're in by 9:30 and you're out by 11:15, so you can miss a little bit of work. Tomorrow on the show, your boss won't watch. Tomorrow, I can't wait. A very special show tomorrow. Please watch. We're joined in studio by my friend, Prince's former drummer in the Revolution, the one and only Bobby Z. We're going to chat with him about Prince, the upcoming celebration at Paisley Park, his health, and much more. Bobby Z, our special guest for most of the show tomorrow. I love you, Bobby Z. I've been waiting for this interview for a long time. He's one of the best. I mean, he's part of the revolution. I mean, he's legendary. That's tomorrow. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're a kid that's watching and you're being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. And please, don't drive slow in the passing lane. Bye, everybody.